web application folder structure. Steps to develop web application. What is the first step? Create a web application folder structure. Second step, create and compile web application source code. Next, write deploy descriptor. Next, create a war file. First step, create a structure completed. See, this PC C drive here, first tab folder. See, first tab folder we created. No? Here first tab folder created. In this first tab folder, in a WebINF folder, classes folder. Okay. Now it is just we written file name only 0 kilobytes. We didn't write program. Okay. Now this is you have seen yesterday. Now listen. Now I'll open command prompt. Already we created folders. That's what C first tab. CD web created. CD. Yesterday MDCD we written no. Java. Now. Once you have to give answer with your write the program. Okay, with program. Whatever required for program. Okay. Now, with the class, can we develop application? So first, what you have class name, first Servlet, open brace, close brace. If I write main method, you did. Servlet runs in server. Server doesn't know main method. Okay. That's what we should not write. Execution is there. Life cycle methods. Execution purpose, what is there? Life cycle methods. How many life? 3. When init method called by request comes to a Servlet. When service method called by web container, every request. When destroy method called by web container, instance is removed from web container. When Servlet instance is removed, whenever web application is undeployed or server shuts down. Now, whenever first request comes, how many methods called? 2 methods. What else? First request comes, service method. Third request, last request. Okay. These methods we need to write. These methods, these methods are belongs to which interface? Servlet interface. 5 life cycle methods. What we have to write? Implements Servlet. Implement Servlet interface. How many methods? 5 methods. Any alternative way is there? Yes. What is that? Generic Servlet. Generic Servlet is a abstract class. How to inherit? Extends keyword. If you inherit abstract class generic Servlet, later to override one method. Which method? Abstract method. Which method? Service method. That is service method. One method is abstract. That is service. You see, I'm giving answers. I observed. All not giving. Java P Jakarta dot Servlet dot generic Servlet. If I open method service, you observe abstract keyword only here. Service. Is there any other abstract method you observe? Is there any other abstract method? No, there is no other abstract method. See, destroy method is there and init method is there, but there is no other abstract keyword. Only service. Okay. Now, say it is first program. If you understand each and every word in this program, second program it is nothing. Same style up to Servlet last class. Same procedure will be there. Only logical part, some code only different, task purpose. Remaining procedure is every day same. Okay, like that. Now, here to derive life cycle methods. Here, what we have tried implements Servlet. If I implement Servlet interface, how many methods mandatory to override? 5 methods. Any alternative way is there? Yes. What is that? Generic Servlet. To derive generic Servlet, what you have tried? Extends generic Servlet. Okay. If you extend generic Servlet, how many methods mandatory to override? 1 method. Which method? Service method. Service method we have to override. Inheritance, overriding, you studied in Korja class, no? Here we are using inheritance. Inheritance only. Now overriding required. See the notes. Service method complete line I given. This method complete line. While asking answer, you will remember subject or forget subject. Right or wrong, you check it out. Questions I am after that. One day give answer, one day don't give answer. You see the difficult understand what I said right or wrong. Now, yesterday a Servlet interface 5 methods I given. In that service method is there. That method as it is inherited in generic Servlet. Abstract only. Okay. 5 methods I given yesterday. In 5 method one service method is complete is there. Public, abstract, service, Servlet request, Servlet response, throws, Servlet exception, IO extern. That method you have to override. Overriding rules you studied, no? Remembered or forgot? That is core Java. Now, what is the access modifier method? What is there? Public. Now, public. There is a public. Here also public. Suppose detected. Here public. Protected valid. Public valid. In superclass public is there. Subclass what is valid? Public only valid. Superclass protected is there. Protected valid. Public valid. Superclass default is there. Default valid. Protected valid. Public valid. In superclass private is there. All are valid. Overriding is not possible. Overriding is not possible. Private methods cannot be overridden because private members cannot be inherited because private scope is limited to class. These are overriding rules for access modifiers. Okay. In superclass public is there. Subclass what we have to write? Public only we can write. Superclass protected is there. Protected we can write. Public we can write. Superclass default is there. Default, protected, public. Superclass private is there. Overriding not possible. So now in superclass which access modifier is there? That's what here what we have to write? Public. Suppose if I write protected, will it compile? No, error comes. What is the access modifier rule? It can have same access modifier or less restrictive access modifier. You observe 10 people also not giving. What are the questions I'm asking? Observe. What is happening is core Java completed. They'll forget. Advanced Java completed. Advanced Java they'll forget. Spring class completed. Spring they'll forget. They'll attend interview. Then no use. Until you reach your target, all you have to remember. You have to set your mind. You have to say while doing BTech, while doing tech, you will do like that only, no? Until exam. You will remember only, you will forget. Like the job, remember. After getting whatever it may be. Okay. Now, see, while doing same question paper, if they conduct exam, many people, same question paper, whatever they asked, 1 day gap. Within a 1 day gap only, majority people will fail. That is our mindset, that's it. Now, present what you do, until you reach your target, remember subject. Until you reach your target, not until completion of course. Core Java completed, you forget one Java, no use. You observe. Okay. Core Java most important. For getting job, knowledge is only important as compared to advanced Java. Okay. That's what, don't forget core Java. Daily you practice at least half an hour for core Java. Daily half an hour minimum. Advanced Java not important. Core Java only important for getting job. Okay. Advanced Java, what is there? Everyday creating object calling method. But core Java, so many logics are there. But this is overriding logic, core Java logic only, no? Okay. So super class public is there. Subclass what we can write? Public only we can write. Okay. Next, that is return type. What is there? Void. Their abstract keyword also is there, but here you should not write abstract. Okay. But again, abstract if you write, then you cannot, class becomes abstract. You should not write body if abstract is there. So abstract you should not write. Next, void. Suppose, what is the rule for overriding rule? Same access modifier. Compulsory same. No other option. Think yourself. Now, return type rule for overriding must be same except covariant return type. Covariant return type is always not same. Covariant return type also allowed. Studied. What is covariant? What is covariant return type? That is only super class is there, subclass type valid. Permits subclass type while overriding a method. That type is called covariant return type. Return type is reference type is there. Return type is reference type is there. Then that class type allowed. That subclass also allowed. But now return type is void. At the time void only can write. Suppose return type is primitive data type, reference data type, concepts also possible, no? Primitive type is there, as it is your right. Void is there, as it is your right. But if return type is reference type is that type allowed, that subclass type allowed. Core Java, don't forget. Here every line core Java only, observe. Okay. See, class keyword, core Java. Implement extends keyword, core Java. Public keyword, core Java. Void keyword, core Java. Generic Servlet class name is advanced Java. Concept is core Java. Now, here return type must be same except covariant return type. Covariant return type is applicable for only reference data types. Primitive type covariant is not applicable. Primitive type is there, as it is your right. Void is there, as it is your right. Other than primitive and void is there. That class allowed, that subclass also allowed. Because subclass object contains superclass members also. That is the reason allowed. Okay. That is called covariant return type. Now, void. Next, service. Method name, service. How many parameters are there? 2 parameters. What are those? Servlet request, Servlet response. Something I'm writing reference names REQ, RES. That is whatever you want, you can write. After that, throws two exception, SQL exception, Servlet exception, IO exception. Now, can I write try catch? You can write try catch also. You can write throws also. What is the difference between try catch and throws? We are right. If you write throws, it means at last try catch only. Right? Throws also try catch comes. Throws again it will happen. Again you are throwing. Then Java compiler will add try catch block. At last handle. So thrower will throws. But who will handle? Compile handle. That means at last again try catch block comes. So what is the meaning of throws is you are inform compiler, I am not handling, I'm doing, you handle like that. Then compiler will handle. At last handle. Okay. So instead of write catch block by you, informing to compiler. Then compiler will add. Now here you can write either try catch block or you can throws. Suppose I'm going for try catch block because want to write user compulsory or write try catch. Instead of Servlet exception, IO exception, can I write exception? Will it handle Servlet exception? Will it handle IO exception? How it will handle? All are subclasses of exception class. With it and can I write system.err.ne method called here? ToString method. Which class ToString? Not object class. Throwable class. Instead of this, you can go for print stack trace. That is also okay. This is common code. Oh. Now, here, Servlet request. It will send to cluster. So this service method will provide the service. It receives request. It will send the response. That's what method parameter Servlet request response. Okay. But till I didn't explain Servlet request, Servlet response. Now present it's sending any request. Okay. Suppose if this type of example is there, in this hall ticket number is a request. This data is a result, a response. So in this example, hall ticket number, this data is a response. Suppose you'll type username, you'll type password, then mailbox comes. Username, password is a request. Mailbox is response. Now present, no request parameters. Only request is there, but no parameters. Request. Output is welcome. Response is there, but request is nothing, empty. That purpose, present, we required only response methods. Okay. Request is not required now, but compulsory you ought write. Now, Servlet response methods required to write the program. That's what. I'll open Servlet response. See, Servlet response. For sending response from server to browser, streams required. Here we have it streams. First write these methods. Oh, already you started that one now. Okay, write it in the middle. Write it. Write these two. The above methods are used to send the response. Nothing. Uh, write these methods. I'll explain. So in the Servlet response, two methods are given. These methods are used to send the response to a web client. If you want to send the response, first these methods required. What is the first method name? Method name, get output stream. Second method name, get writer. Get output stream return type is Servlet output stream. Get writer return type. Think yourself and give me answer. What's the difference? That is byte stream, character stream. This is byte stream. This is character stream. When we have to use byte stream, when we have to use character stream, text is there, byte stream. Text is there, both possible, best option, character stream. Okay. Now, this is byte stream, this is character stream. Write this one. If image, audio, text is there, any stream you can use. Character. Now, print writer. To call, you'll get it. Is it over? Now, with the Servlet response reference, we have to call get writer. Then print writer comes. Okay. Now, Servlet response is class or interface? Interface. Okay. These interfaces already implemented in web container. Already given Servlet specification used by vendors to develop web container, already implemented. Okay. Now we are writing here in the program. You observe Servlet request REQ, Servlet response RES. With this RES, we can call that method. But how these objects are coming, like here, how this exception object comes. We are writing only exception E, but object who will create? Exception. This exception object I am asking in core Java class, suppose. Core Java class web container. JVM. Whenever exception occurred, object is created by JVM. Pass it to catch block. Then block will catch. But object we are not writing. Is it object? No. What? Object reference. But object comes to catch block. No. That JVM create will send. Like container creates, it will send. That is received. After receiving, with this you can call. What is the return type of print writer? Get method. What do you write? PW equal to response dot get writer. Server to browser stream created. Server to browser, one stream created. Through that stream, you can pass welcome message. pw.println welcome to solids. Now, it is not system.out.println. Print writer println. Print writer is created with response. Response is constructed after getting request. From wherever request comes, from that server to that request, wherever comes from client system to that client, one stream created. What is stream? Flow of data. One stream created, server to browser. Through that stream, this welcome to solid data transferred. In a core Java streams you study, no? How many categories of streams? Categories. Types are two types. Stream. Categories. 3 categories. Console input output streams, file input output stream, network input output stream. It is network, internet. So from server, from server system, wherever it comes, from whichever client system it comes to that client stream created. It is not system.out.print. System.out.print displaying on monitor, RAM to monitor, like a keyboard to RAM, RAM to monitor, RAM to file, file to RAM. You studied, no? Streams. It is book, client to server, server. Here method in print writer class also. Print writer is created the response. Response is constructed with request. From whichever client system request comes to that system, one stream created. Through stream. Okay. Now, this service method, is it instance method or class method? This service method, instance method or class method? Which method? How do you know? There is no static keyword. It is instance method. For calling this method, which class object required? Class object. Which class object? First solid object required. This object we are not creating. Content is going to be created. But creating this object, this class should be accessible, no? Then which access modifier you write? Public. Can we write more than one public class? No. That's not only one public class. This is accessible. This object only created by web container. So web container creates a object of method. Superclass which is written. That is service method overridden here. This is when second class comes. Only this is executed. When application it is superclass. Next solid already ready to execute. Class available in Jakarta.Servlet package. Servlet request also available in Jakarta.Servlet. Also available in what we are trying? Import Jakarta.Servlet.star. What is the meaning of star? All classes and interfaces. Inter class is not available in Jakarta.Servlet. It is available in IO package. Import java.io.star. This is first Servlet program. Okay. Just once again, I'll ask question, give me answer. Okay. Because further programs every day same will be there. First program only should understand. Okay. Now, this again give me answer. Majority people not give an answer. That's what I'm asking again. Now give her. First, without class, can we develop application? So first, what you are right? Class name. First Servlet. Open brace, close brace. If I write main method, is it executed? No. Why it is not executed? Servlet runs in server. Server doesn't know main method. That's what not executed. Execution cycle method. 3. What is init service destroy? When init method, whenever request comes. When service method called by container, every request. When destroy method called by container, Servlet instance removed. When Servlet removed, whenever web is undeployed or server shuts down. When first request comes, how many methods called? What are those? Init and service. Second request, third request, last request. Destroy is called application undeployed or server is down. These 3 methods belongs to which interface? Life cycle, what it here? Implement Servlet. If you implement Servlet, how many methods mandatory to run? 5 methods. Any alternative way? What is that? How to insert? Extends generic Servlet. How many methods mandatory to run? Which method? Service. One more alternative also is there, that is later. Okay, that is later. Next program I'll show you. Now, which method we have to override? Service method. Service method we have to override. Service method access modifier is here. Which access modifier you have to write? If protected is there, what we can write? Protected or public. If default is there, default protected public. If private is there, overriding not possible. Now, return type, what is there for service? Void. Can I write any other type? No. Return type rule is same data type except covariant return type. Covariant nothing but subclass type. Now, after that service. How many parameters? What are those? Servlet request, Servlet response. Will it throw except? What are those? Servlet exception, IO exception. These 2 exceptions we have to handle. How many ways to handle? What are those? If you want to display user-friendly error message, is it possible with? No. Then we have to go for while developing like throws anything, but while try catch out right, user-friendly out right. That's what. Attach, you write normal message only, predefined message only. Later while submitting, use like that. Try catch. Can I write? It will handle all the exception. Will it handle exception? Will it handle IO exception? Because all exceptions are sub exception class with upcasting feature. Subclass object comes superclass reference. Here what we have to write? Here which method called? Which class to string? Throwable class to string. If to string is default, many places to string handling to string called. That is which class to string called? String class. In wrapper classes to string called. Which class? Wrapper classes class only. Okay. Suppose if you write demo class object to string, object class. Abstract collection. Every hierarchy one different will be there, you observe. Multi-threading different object, abstract collection different. Thread class collection. Exception handling, throwable. String handling, string. Suppose demo class if two string is default, like three is the default package. Lang object class, which is the default method, two string method, one class third default, one these three. But every program java.lang imported, every class object class inherited, but every time called, whenever you pass object or object reference as a parameter only called. Now here we don't require request because we are not receiving any request parameter. Suppose in reception hall ticket number is mail application username password request parameter. That's what Servlet request present not required. Sending response purpose streams required. For there are two types of streams: byte streams, character stream. It is a byte stream, it is a character stream. We are sending welcome message. Can I use byte stream? Can I use? We can use. Here we can use. Which is best? Character stream. Why it is best? Conversion not required. If you use here, ASCII code comes. Byte array, ASCII code. Here characters for method. Method name, which method? Get writer. Get writer return type. What we have to write? Print writer pw equal to response dot get writer. Get writer. Okay. Next pw dot println. Welcome to Solids. Okay. This service method, is it instance method or class method? Which class object required to call? This class object who will create? Web container. Creating object, this class should be accessible. No? What do you have to write? How many public classes we can write in one program? One public class. This is the reason only. This is accessible to web container. This object created. If you write two public classes, then compiler web container cannot understand which should be created. That is the reason it will not allow. If you write two public classes, error comes. Your program will not compile. Okay. Now generic Servlet request, Servlet response in which package? Jakarta dot Servlet dot star. This package. Print writer which package? Okay. Now file save. This Servlet Servlet fun API dot jar file. That file is available in Tomcat web server. For that class path, if you set program yesterday already, that's what it will compile. Otherwise, 4 errors comes. Generic Servlet not found, Servlet request not found, Servlet response found, and these 3 errors comes. This package not found, 4 errors comes. But already we class path we settled. Isn't? Now this is where I first tab WebINF classes. Here we have to compile Java C for Servlet.java. Now it is successfully compiled. If you are getting 4 errors, Jakarta.Servlet cannot find symbol, generic Servlet cannot find symbol, Servlet request cannot find symbol, Servlet response not found. These all you are getting error means your class path mistake. Otherwise, in your system server is not installed like that. Okay, if you are getting that error, but server installed properly, you given class path also, but still you are getting 4 error. That is your class path mistake only. Okay, now write this program. Semicolon. Where semicolon? Semicolon. That is library. That is only method body will not be there. Semicolon, if you write, it is no method body. Error comes. Program successfully compiled, no? There semicolon, here semicolon, there abstract, here abstract, you should not write. Method body we are writing. We are implementing. That is whatever I given line, that is Java documentation line. Okay. That is how to call, how to override. That is your learning. Method calling and overriding. That is your learning. The method already declared. You are overriding. Okay. If you write semicolon, it will ask abstract keyword. Again, abstract is there, object not created. Then method body also it will not allow. Okay. Program already you have seen, compilation also you have seen, no? No? Is it over? Is it completed? Now, this is first Servlet program. After this, you write this compilation also in this line, compilation. In this here only you have to compile. Right here, this line, write it. Second program only I'll teach Eclipse. You practice with Eclipse only. This is understanding subject. This way I'm explaining. So these are all the things automatically done in Eclipse. You practice with Eclipse only. It is not a problem. Actually, Eclipse only required from here onwards. Second program onwards, Eclipse only I'll teach. After this, now web.xml. Web.xml file in which folder required? WebINF folder. So we have to move the cursor back. CD 2 dots. It will come back. CD slash if you write, it comes to root C drive. That's what CD 2 dots. Then it will come back to one directory. If you write CD slash, directly it comes to C. Now, here start notepad web.xml. Write this one. Start notepad web.xml. Start notepad web.xml. This line also write it. This line also write it. I'll write it. This line also write. This line also write. Compilation only, running not possible now. We have to write XML. It is compilation. Running means from browser we have to send. Already told from here onward Java different. It is not Java C for Servlet dot Java, Java for Servlet. Java for Servlet, the main method is not there. Error comes. It is not under operating system. No, it is server. It will run in server. It is different. If I run Java for Servlet, what it will show? Main method is not there. Show. Now it is compilation. It is coming back to one folder. Start notepad web.xml. Is it over? No. Say steps to develop web application. First step, create a web application folder structure. These three folders. Second step, compile and create and compile web source code program. It's over. Next, create script web.xml. Now we are writing XML. Next step. Now this XML present you cannot understand. While executing you will understand. I'll explain at that time. Present as it is, you write it as it is. As it is, you write it. I'll explain. XML is case sensitive, not like HTML. Write clearly. HTML is not a case sensitive. Capital also, small also, mixed also, any style. But XML, if any one small mistake happened, okay. Something demo. You write it as it is. I'll explain while executing this program. Without writing XML also possible. I'll explain. Annotation concept is there. Annotation also is there. Later introduced annotations. Now present annotations only they are using. That is also I'll explain. Before getting a job, all you have to learn. After getting a job, latest one only you have to learn. Okay. Instead of XML, annotation also is there. No, present as it is write it. If any one letter is missed or any concept is missed, your Servlet program will not run. Web app, Servlet, Servlet name, demo, Servlet class, first Servlet, Servlet close, Servlet mapping, Servlet name, Servlet URL pattern, Servlet mapping, web app. You write as it is. Right. It is totally generated automatically. Complete code generated. This is one first program, understanding subject purpose without Eclipse. Slash compulsory. Here slash compulsory. Here I'll explain. Just as it is write it. As it is write it. While executing, I'll explain that one. Is it over? Here web app open, web app close. Here Servlet open, Servlet close. Servlet name open, Servlet name close. Something I written demo. Servlet class open, Servlet class close. This must be our Servlet program name for Servlet. Here whatever you want, you can write. Next Servlet mapping open, mapping close. Servlet name open, Servlet name close. Here must be whatever you written here, that one only you have to write. And URL pattern, what you want you can write. But this one again we have to write in the browser. But why this test demo first Servlet, I'll explain. So already told 3 days it will take, tomorrow also. Okay, but every word I'll explain. But should have patience. Okay, 3 days it will take. Already told today, tomorrow also continued. Now file, save. Now this writing XML over. After this, next step, create a WAR file, web publication, web archive. Okay, that is where we have to create inside the first tab. That's what again we have to come back. Say back. Now write these two lines. CD. After that, again first step, year. Here, jar CVF first dot var space dot. You write it as it is. I'll explain. Every word I'll explain as it is. Write it. Jar space CVF space first dot var space dot. Dot also. Jar space CVF space first dot var space dot. Jar space CVF space first dot var space dot. Is it over? You observe var file created. Okay. Here what is jar, what is CV first dot var, what is dot. Note. Jar. It is a JDK tool and it is used to create jar files, var files, ER files and RAR files. It is a JDK tool and it is used to create jar files, var files, ER files and RAR files. Java archive, web archive, enterprise archive, resource archive. If you want to develop normal Java application, jar file. If you want to develop internet application, web application, var file. If you want to develop enterprise application with security features, ER file. If you want to develop application as a resource, RAR file. But creating all command is only. Creating jar also jar, var also jar, ER also jar, RAR also jar. For our files, jar on. Now, jar files, ER, var files, you are seeing. These are you'll Spring Boot, ER files. Framework classes you will learn. Enterprise applications, resources. Here, C means create. V means verbose. Details of var file displayed. F, file to be created. Dot. All classes, all files and folders of current directory. I'll explain, write it. C means create. V means verbose. F means file to be created. Dot means all files and folders of current directory. C means create. V means verbose. F means file to be created. all files folders of current directory. So what are the files and are all will be packed. That is WAR file. It is just files and folders will group like a one file. If you open, many files will be there. Is it you observe at the command prompt at the creating one file R C we are displaying that information F file to be created. Which file? First dot var dot whatever is there in first tab all will be packed. See here added manifest. It is nothing but which version software we use it to create this jar file. That information automatically added. WebInf folder, classes folder, first Servlet.class, first Servlet.java, web.xml. All are present in this file now. All packed one file. That is our web application. Now, while adding, what is happened? You observe 0 bytes in because these are folders. That's what 0. Here in 732 bytes, out 440, deflated 39%. Data compressed. Like a zip file also 100 MB data. If you zip, it becomes 70 MB, 80 MB, like that. Here in 317, out 204, 35%. Here 232 bytes. Here 98 bytes. 57%. So data, but here while creating, if you write like this, CF first dot var dot not V. V if you write the mentioned one, you can omit. But C compulsory, F pack. Suppose you dot you should not write. For solid class, you have to write. Only created. What means instead of they can write WebIn class solid. Well, you can see is only packed. Not if you write, all will be packed. That is a difference. Developing application completed. Developing application completed. Okay. Developing application is completed. Now we have to deploy in server. Now we have to start the server. Now next we have to start the server. Note steps to start Tomcat web server. Steps to start server. These all with Eclipse I'll teach. It appears to you. But this is possible online session. Not listening means what? Now, steps to start Tomcat web server. First, open Tomcat folder. Tomcat folder. Example. Open Tomcat folder. See, PC, C drive, program files, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat. This is in that bin folder also you have to open. First Okay, open Tomcat folder I written now. Copy. Now, example. Open bin folder in Tomcat folder. Double click on Tomcat icon. So any version, open Tomcat folder and bin folder will be there, binary files. In the Tomcat icon appears, that is you have to double click. So in a bin folder you have to open. You have to double click on Tomcat icon. Is it over? Say bin folder, the Tomcat icon appears. This is click. Click on S button. S button. On comes all click button. Online student, end of the class. Click on S button. Open the browser. Type the following URL. Steps to deploy web application .war file. Open the browser. Type the following URL. We written port number 8082 while installing. That's what 8082. I'll explain everything. I'll explain. By default 8080 was there. I changed it to 8082 because many servers default port number 8080. It may not work. That's what I changed. Open the browser. Type the following URL. I'll open the browser. I'll type the URL. Okay. Now you'll get a Tomcat homepage. It's just like a Google homepage. It is called Tomcat homepage. Click on Manager App button. Next. Click on Manager App button. If you use Eclipse, these are not required. That's what Eclipse. Okay. But what complete background process you'll understand with this. You will get a subject. After getting subject, Eclipse also, My Eclipse also, NetBeans also, IntelliJ also. Whatever you want, you can use. I'll explain. Click on Manager App button. Okay. Here, manager app button. Next, type username, type password. Type username. Yesterday given admin. Type password. Admin. Click on sign in button. Type username admin. Type password admin. Type username admin. Type password admin. Click on sign in button. Is it over? See, username admin. Password admin. Sign in button. Now, here Tomcat Web Application Manager. Just scroll down. Scroll down. Next. Next, click on choose file button. Click on choose file button. Select the WAR file. First example, first.war. From first tab folder. Click on choose file button. Select the WAR file. Click on choose file button. Select the .war file. Example, first.war file. First.war from first tab folder. Click on deploy button. Click on choose file button. Select the .war file. Example, first.war file from first tab folder. Is it over? See, here choose file button. Here C drive, first tab, first.war, open button, deploy button. See, if you get a OK message, successfully deployed. After that, path you have to observe, path here first. WAR file name first. Here running true. Suppose you are getting OK. Here you are getting false. Then your program will not run. Now successfully deployed, successfully running. See, here OK message, here running, true message. These all required. Okay. Now, suppose you got a fail message. First, you have to check the XML file. Next, you have to check the Servlet. You are getting false. Then also, you have to check the XML file. Later, you have to check the WAR file, Java file, Servlet file. Deployment completed. Next, steps to run the application. Steps to run the above application. Deployment completed. Now, first, open the browser. Next, type the following URL in address bar. HTTP :localhost 8082/first/test. HTTP :/localhost 8082/first/test. http://localhost:8082/first/test. This test I written in the XML file /test. This first is a war file name. This word by word, what is HTTP, what is localhost, what is port number, what is URL, what is URI, what is URN, I'll explain. Is it over? Now, we have to open the browser. We have to type the following URL. http://localhost 8082 first test. Then my request password, welcome to Solids. Okay. But your doubt is, for welcome program purpose, this much process. Welcome program also same process. Project also same process. Why this much process? Now this application, if you deploy in real-time server, this application, any number of people at a time from any corner in the world can access. This is that type of program, not normal core Java welcome program. Okay. This program, now any number of people at a time from any corner in the world can access. Now you have so many doubts. I know about that. Why XML? Why test? Why demo? Why mapping? Why we cannot write only for solid? Why this much process? Word by word, it will take explanation time. It will take minimum 1 hour. That is tomorrow total explanation only. Okay. Tomorrow I'll explain. Word by word I'll explain. We'll see tomorrow.